so the last that session 11, so we only have 2 questions, both on the use of logistic regression. Alright, so the first question, so the data given in use data file Q1 data file, if data on dependent variable, which is denoted by Y, so use Y symbol for dependent variable. The final grade on the intermediate macroeconomic examination, so whether A or not A, so in this case, remember, logistic regression requires binary dependent variable, so either 1 or 0. So in this case, so we want to model the probability or the likelihood of obtaining grade A given certain factors including the GPA and other variables as well. So in this case we have 1 equal to 1, Y equal to 1, dependent variable equal to 1, if the final grade is an A, if not 0, if the final grade B or C or other than A. And a list of set of explanatory variables, GPA, the entering grade point, average, so GPA just the GPA lah. Okay, and then you see the score on the examination given at the beginning of the term to test macroeconomic knowledge of intended students. And PSI equal to 1 if the new method of personalized system of instruction is used, and 0 is otherwise. This data pertains to 22 students. The primary objective of the study was to set the effectiveness of PSI at the final. So we can have enough check. This of course is that is able to accommodate up to 90. But we have 80 something, I think 2 students registered for this course. Later, those who have a laptop, you have to use your own laptop for the quiz, so that we have enough. I mean, giving the computers for those who have enough computers before. Okay, so this one, so we have PSI. Another variable equal to 1 if the new method of the life system of instruction is used, so basically the variable 1 or 0. So A, estimate a logic model and interpret the differential coefficient as well as the business operation. Okay, so you open the data. So here we have our dependent variable. So you open all the variables as a group, and you can see other values. Then you press Ctrl and you select. So dependent variables binary, just like dummy variable. Okay, either 1 or 0, and then we have a GPA, UCE, and then PSI. This one is just a dummy variable as well. So all these 3 are our dependent variables. So independent variable, why is the dependent variable? So estimate model using logistic regression in order to, so this one whether A or not. So A1, not A, 0. So we want to estimate or construct a logistic model that can be used to explain the likelihood or the chance or probability of getting grade A for this group of students. So we estimate equation. So you put your dependent variable and then an intercept, and then we have get the same output, the one that given according to the same order as the one that given in the solution. So GPA, we have PSI and TCE. Okay, and then select binary. As I mentioned before last week, there are two models available, but we just use logic. Okay, so it is easier to, in terms of calculation of the it's more easier than probably. So we get this output, and then you can just interpret as usual. But remember our dependent variable here. For the model, it is a log odds. So interpret the industrial coefficient as well as the predicted odds ratio. So how to the one that given in output give us log odds. So in terms of the definition of the slope coefficient, so 1 unit increase in GPA, the log odds of getting grade A increased by 2.8. 261, and the use of the new method of personalized system of instruction increase the log odds of getting grade A by 2.3. And for 1 unit increase in TCE, the log odds of getting grade A increased by 0.052. And then you can use an anti-log, meaning the exponent of these values, exponent of this estimated coefficient, to get predicted odds ratio. Okay. So you just exponent of this one, 2.8, you get 16 for something. And then in terms of you see that the odds of obtaining grade A are 16.88 times higher for each one unit. Because this is the ordinal. No, not ordinal, this one is just scale variable. So for 1 unit increase in the GPA, so the odds of obtaining grade A is 16.8 times higher. And then for the other variable, this one for PSI, so exponent of 2.3 something, you get 10 for something, 10.79. So you interpret that students that use the method of new method of personalized system of instruction are 10.79 times as likely to obtain grade as a student that did not use the new method. And then for the last variable, exponent of this for PSI and TCE. So basically 1, so equal to 1. So remember, if all equal to 1, then the equal chance of getting accurance against non-accurance. So the odds of attaining grade A are 1.1 times higher for each 1 increase in the UCE scale. So B, which factors significantly affect the likelihood of getting grade A? So you identify that. So in terms of the p-value significant. So in this case, GPA factor significant, but TC not significant because it's greater than 0.05. So normally, if the question does not mention the significant value, you can just use 5%, 0.05. But if the question says perform pre-conclusion at 10%, then it's 10%. Yeah. So this one, so only 2 significant. And then C, predict the odds of getting grade A for a student that use the new method of personalized system of instruction. And GPA 2, when this GPA 2.9 and TCE 2.21, then compute the predicted probability. So you calculate the predicted value first. I mean the predicted value of the log odds given this value GPA and TCE, and then you can then calculate the odds ratio, and from there you calculate the probability. So you write the predicted equation. Then you plug in the values of GPA just now, and then the other variables lah. Okay, so because it use the personalized PSI system, a new system, then you put 1. Then you solve the equation, you get negative 0.4, 4, 7, 8. Use NP log, exponent of the value, you get 0.6. So this one or ratio, and then you use the formula, you get probability. So we need that the probability of this particular student. We need the probability of the student with GPA 2.9 and UC 21. It has about around almost 40% chance for this particular student to obtain grade A. Yeah. So you want to talk about probability. Okay, the next question number 2. So this one we have another example. So treatment as dependent variable. So again it is binary. 0 and 1. So in this case, basically this data obtained through a survey. So a group, foreign workers in Malaysia, they were asked whether they will get treatment when they feel fall sick. Okay, so whether they answer yes or not. If yes, then we put 1. If not, if they say they will not go to treatment to get treatment in the hospital or clinic, then we put 0. And then we take information about income, the income level. So this one we just use ordinal variable. So whether the income falls in any of this group. And then we have gender variable for male. Okay, so 1 for male, 0 within that female. So the question: estimate logistic regression model with treatment as a dependent variable. So you open the data. So here we have treatment as our dependent variable. And income as well as gender, our independent variable. So you check. So this one is our 1. If we get treatment, no 0 is not. So we have income based on the group. Income for the group. Then when the gender, so if male 1, if female 0. So estimate model. We estimate equation. So we have treatment. So basically, this model is aimed to provide information about the chance of or likelihood or the probability of getting treatment given information about the income level as well as the gender. So we have income and male. Okay, so like before, we choose logic. So you get this result. And then you can use this to provide answers. Okay. So you have to, so which factors simply affect likelihood of getting treatment? Use 5% clinical level. So at 5% clinical level, both are significant. Okay, because both p value smaller than 5%. And then B, compute the estimated odds ratio representing the effects of income and gender on the likelihood of getting treatment, and interpret the values. Okay, compute the odds ratio. So we just use the empty log. Okay, so empty log is exponent of the value, estimated values. So you get 1.5 for income, so the odds of getting treatment are 1.5819 times higher for each one you increase in income scale. And then for another variable, so we we have exponent of this 0.1. So males are 0.13 times likely to get treatment when sick that female. So mean that males are less likely to get treatment when they feel sick as compared to female. So the last one, compute the estimated odds ratio and probabilities of getting treatment when sick for the following two cases. So male with monthly income 2,000, so mean that they are in the third group. Okay. So and then you just use the fitness question, put the values, group 3, income level 3, and then male 1. So you calculate, you get 1, and then you log exponent of the value, take the ratio. Use from the formula to get probability. So in that male worker will level income 3,000, and then in terms of probability of them to get treatment when to go to get treatment when 6 is about 87%. Okay, and then another one is female with monthly income 2,500, so it is level 2 income. Okay, but this one is 0 because female. Okay, so you calculate, you set 0 on this one, so probability. So probability basically male has higher probability of getting treatment when it's 6, even though they have income lower than male. Although income also significantly influence the decision to get treatment when fall sick. Okay. Test. So the first one very easy, right? First question, just interpret. Okay. So the first question, what does the intercept represent? So intercept is just basic knowledge of regression. So the intercept means that the average value of y, expected value of y when x equal to 0. Okay. So you can say the average number of cups given on the example. The average number of cups of coffee consumed per person per day if the price of coffee was 0 or 0. And then the next one, okay, so and then B, interpret the different coefficient. So you just interpret now. So easily you get 2 marks already. Okay, so the mean you interpret is look, the mean consumption of coffee per day goes down. If a negative, it goes down by about half cup a day at the price of coffee per pound increased by $1. Question number 2. So we have the variables CM, FLR, BG, NP, TFR. Estimate the model. This one also just estimate and show the result, and you get half mark already. Okay, so just estimate Q2 So you just estimate model. So we have CM, C, F, L, R, P, G, and T, T, F, R. So this one you don't, I mean the fitted equation means that you have to write that is not fitted equation, this one is what we call fitted, the value of a printed equation. But if you just put the estimated output, then I think I still give mark. If they say you just copy and paste this, then I still give mark. So perform a joint test on all slope coefficient, whether all are 0, again like this one of them are 0, this one you just equal to this one, the F test stick, okay, for all slope parameters. So the test I stick is one, P value is one, and then you conclude. Okay, so because 0, so reject analysis, and it's one of the variables, it will affect the dependent variable. The next one, beta 1 equal to, after testing, beta 1 equal to negative 2, so this one you just use it in use, so beta 1 means that coefficient number 2, because it intercept equation number 1. So you go to view, coefficient of test, coefficient number 2, equal negative 2. Okay. Okay, so whether you give the, so basically normally the one that we discussed in lecture we use F as a stick, but you just use stick C, say as stick in because it is from the same compound. So then you just conclude. Because P value greater than 25 we will reject, so we say that if you write this also I keep on, so beta 1 equal to negative 2. Yeah. So D, beta 3 equal to negative 6 times beta 1, so coefficient number 4 equal to negative 6 of coefficient number 2. So walk test again, so coefficient number 4. So coefficient number 4 equal negative 6 times coefficient number 2. Okay, so the same, so you just interpret this one. So because B value greater than 25, you know, reject, analysis, and conclude. I mean, it just write this one also okay lah. Solution beta 3 equal to negative 6 times beta 1. Or you can write this also. Okay. So E, you remove question E asks you to remove the one of the variable. So this one, this is the original model. Then you re-estimate without TFR. Okay, so now the question asks, in between two regression, which model would you choose? So how to choose? So you can one of the way, because this one you have basically they are so this one we got nested. They are the same, similar, except one model without one of the variables. So basically you can compare the extra square. So remember, if you want to know whether additional independent variable improve the model or not, you can add the extra square. If the extra square higher than the original model or the other model, then model that one would be better. Okay. So regression A is better in terms of the weighted delta square. Each variable in inverse and is significant. Second part. So this one, you use the data given in the Q3 data file. It contains 4 variables. So the first one is petroleum consumption. So basically the data, the data contains, we call that data for 50 different states in the United States. So we have total 50 observations. So each of you present, for example, the ECON, the consumption of petroleum in each of the states. Okay. REG, the number of motor vehicle registration, the price of gasoline in each state, and BOP, the circumvention. So 3A, estimate the following regression and state the Peter estimate equation. Just like before, just estimate and get 0.5 marks already. Okay. So estimate model. So we have dependent variable ECON, and we have C. REG, sorry, we have the price first, price. According to the given question, price and REG. So this is our first model. So you just write the data equation, or you just copy and paste this one. Okay, now we just and next perform performance corporate and test. So that one lecture 6 on the electrical elasticity. In order to identify, so we have different ways of different tests available to test for electrical elasticity. The question asked is about performance corporate. So you just go to view, residual electrical elasticity. First one, the report one, performance corporate. Okay, then you can just this on this 34 test ST and the value. So P value 0, reject, complete model sample, capacity problem. And then the next one, explain how variable definition can help Excel problem detected in B. So I mentioned before, this one in lecture 6, lecture 6 on heteroscedasticity. If you go back to lecture 6. So recall that we have a number of different ways to remedy problem. So we have the vector E square. So we have re-specify model in the block model, for example, and then redefine this one. Okay. So exactly the same words. It is redefined. So again, I mentioned before, just like in the test, not everything discussed in lecture note are discussed in the next session. So just like for the exam, you have to make sure you understand everything, even in lecture note. Then your second source of information from the next session. So this one, how regress per capita. Remember, because we have heteroscedasticity because the larger state produce larger error, smaller state produce smaller error. So we have data for 50 different states, and then the last state they are small in terms of the number of population. So you see your dependent variable. So we have consumption. So consumption is affected by the number of population in that state. So larger population and larger consumption. And then the price, not the price, the registered number. This one also affected by the size of population. So larger state has larger number of vehicle registration. But the price is not affected, the price is just the same. Okay, the price is not affected by the size of population. So to redefine the variable, you can use population. This one, as mentioned here, regress per capita. You can variable again per capita, you can variable, but must make sense. So in this case, we just regress variable that affected by the population. Okay, so the variable divided by population only for the case that variable that affected by population. So in this case, consumption affected by the size of population, size of state. The car motor vehicle also affected by the size of state, but price not. So we just need to redefine this one as well as this one. Okay. So you just when you estimate real model by dividing, but using the per capita. Per capita is divide number of consumption divided by population, and then number of car vehicle registration divided by as well. By the price not, the price is not affected. The price is not influenced by the size of the population. So no need, the price not influenced by population. Okay. So your estimate model, the estimate. So I mentioned before, so this one, because open book, there must be a question that require you to think just like exam as well. Okay, otherwise too easy lah. Open book then it cannot be too straight away question. Must be some easy by planning exam. Not all difficult, but just a picture of. So this is the first model. So we need so we need to re-estimate the model. But this one we save this one. This we copy and we re-estimate. So redefine, we divide by population. This one also population. Price on it. Okay. first one, equation 1, this one, equation 2. Perform white test. The next one, perform white test for the model part D. So you just perform the white test. Perform the test residual to plus D to white test. Okay, and then interpret. So now P value greater than 5 means that we solve the problem using redefine the variable. So F as an alternative to the variable definition. So this one, as an alternative to the variable definition method, the method of weighted square can also be used as a measure by assuming that regression error variance is proportional to the square of the rect number of registered vehicle. Propose a state and transform regression equation. So again, you recall what we discussed earlier. If proportional to x squared, then we divide by that particular x, then divide by that particular x. So we estimate model, another model. So we divide by REG because REG is the source of problem. Okay, because REG is number of vehicle registration. So this is the problem. Dependent RP, dependent variable that produce, that create, because the larger state produce greater error. So in proportional to the REG square, then you get divide by REG. And then constant now is 1 over REG, price over REG, and then REG over REG just 1. REG over REG 1. So this one REG over REG equivalent to 1. So 1 is just like constant. Okay. Okay, so name as equation 2, the previous one, so not equation 3. So basically this is so basically if you check, you solve the problem for you. Then the next one, re-estimate the model, the last one. Re-estimate the model given in using re-specification. So re-specification means like using double log. Re-specification using double log model, different functional form. Okay. So you estimate model using log, double log model. Okay, so in as equation 3, this one is equation 4. And then identify which variables influence the consumption. So you get to this one, the price is not influenced, is not influenced, but number of registered vehicle is the significantly influence the consumption. Meaning the higher number of registered vehicle, the consumption also higher. Okay. So you notice that the first equation, original equation, both are significant, but because we have the problem of actual capacity, so we have inaccurate value of standard error, statistic, and p-value. So after we use the first approach using redefine, so only the registered vehicle significant, price not significant, and then the third approach is the same. Okay, only registered vehicle, and then the last one using double lock model, also the same one, double lock model. Okay, so you notice that in latching knot, we have one more possible approach to why heuristic pattern error, but if you check, if you do this one, it doesn't produce the same conclusion just like the other three. So meaning that it still does not solve. So meaning that the use of this does not guarantee that you improve the or remedy the problem. So in this case we have 50 observations. That's why I mentioned before. It's good to have much larger number of observations if you want to use this one. Okay, because if you do this one, so just now if you use all the three methods, we find out that only this one significant, this one is not significant. Okay, but if you estimate this one using rubber stand error, you go Y for example, so it still suggests more significant. So meaning that the use of the last method, the rubber stand error is unable to reduce consistent just like using the other three methods. So still, I mean, risky enough. So there's the risk because this one we cannot check whether we are able to manage to lessen the problem or remedy the problem. So that's what I said before. Even though I mean in the reference book it gave an example, so 47 observation using this approach, but based on what we have here, you see that 50 observation is not large enough for us to get a reliable estimate when we use the rubber stand error. It's still not significant. Still significant, although it increased instead of 0, now 0.03, but it's not that it's not constant with the other three methods. So now we managed to get it done in 30 minutes. So last time I give you 2 hours. Okay, just one more thing on the sample of the question. So this one is just sample of the question. So if final exam you have to answer this one previously 50%, but now only 40% not final exam. So there will be 4 questions. So each question will give you carries 10%. So I mentioned before, it is mixture of easy question for me easy question as well as slightly difficult question. So there is some of the question require you to think. Okay, it's not hukum, right? So you have to be prepared. So this one just example, but given that I already asked you to do your inverse assignment for this topic, so final exam there will be no metric calculation. So I already asked you to do assignment before, right? So on this metric calculation. So final exam this time no metric calculation. This one no metric calculation. So I think just as a sample of the question. So it's not going to be effective. It's going to be as so this one you can ignore this one because previously in the previous years I also cover introduction to panel data regression. But now we have another course now, the further econometry that discuss the panel data. So we no longer discuss panel data in applied econometry. This one just so this one there will be no question on this one. We do not discuss this in this lecture. So again, final exam is open books, and open book you can printed materials only, the printed teaching material given in the spectrum, printed material as well as printed written notes. If you write something, then okay, you can bring. Except this sample of the question, this one do not bring. Other than this you can. Okay, so the lecture note as well as the exercises, that session you can bring. But do not bring the sample question. So this one. So you can do that later. What else? Okay, about quiz, so there are 10 questions. So I mentioned before the multiple choice question. So just need to choose. So you can get done in under 30 minutes, but I give you 1 hour. If you are able to finish early, then you can submit and then you can go. Okay, so we will not today. We will not have break. You do the quiz. Then once you submit, you can go. And we see again. I'm not sure when the date. Not sure for the exam. So please check. And then we will make during the. So about the continuous assessment. So that one I can only start marking next week. So maybe next week I will start to release mark for your written test first, and then followed by other component in the following week. Yeah. So for the test, you cannot discuss. Just like test one. So for the quiz, question will be given one by one. So you cannot skip. You have to answer the question one by one. You cannot skip and then want to go back to the result. You cannot. You must answer question one by one. Go one by one. Yes, sequential question.